Good day, Internet! Today we are visiting Grand Central Terminal, one of the world's 10 most visited tourist attractions. Grand Central Terminal is a commuter rail terminal located at 42nd Street and Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, New York City, right next to Chrysler Building and Summit One Vanderbilt. The distinctive architecture and interior design of Grand Central Terminal Station House have earned it several landmark designations, including as a National Historic Landmark. Its Beaux-Arts design incorporates numerous works of art. Grand Central Terminal is one of the world's 10 most visited tourist attractions, with 21.6 million visitors in 2018, excluding train and subway passengers. Grand Central Terminal was built by and named for the New York Central Railroad. It also served the New York, New Haven and Hartford Railroad and, later, successors to the New York Central. Opened in 1913, the terminal was built on the site of two similarly named predecessor stations, the first of which dated to 1871. Grand Central Terminal served intercity trains until 1991, when Amtrak began routing its trains through nearby Penn Station. Grand Central Terminal is the largest train station in the world in terms of area occupied and number of platforms. The terminal is spread over 49 acres and has 44 platforms. The station is used by more than 1 million people a week. A gem of the Beaux-Arts style atop the symmetrical main facade is a large clock and sculptures of an American eagle and Roman deities. Sitting atop Cornelius Vanderbilt's Temple to Transportation, a trio of statues represent Mercury, Hercules, and Minerva, the Greek gods of speed, strength, and intellect. Jacqueline Kennedy called it a universal symbol between New York's past and present, but underneath the grandeur of the terminal, Sebastian Alvarado and C.J. Klein are among those getting a glimpse into the future. You walk around Grand Central Terminal and then round a corner and there's a plywood door, and you descend down into a whole other space, says Diane Westerick. Pershing Square is a public plaza located where Park Avenue and 42nd Street intersect in front of Grand Central Terminal, named after John J. Pershing in 1919. Pershing Square as originally proposed in 1919, showing from a never-built replacement for the Murray Hill Hotel. The Grand Central Depot was originally constructed by a shipping tycoon, Cornelius Vanderbilt. It was opened in October 1871 and served 3 lines: the New York Central Hudson River Railroad, New York Harlem Railroad, and the New York New Haven Hartford Railroad during 1898 and 1900. The depot was reconfigured to include a 100 feet wide and 650 feet long steel and glass structure, a 16,050 squared waiting room, and cast iron eagles with 13 feet long wings. After a steam locomotive accident in 1902, the station was redesigned with a 2-level terminal to accommodate electric trains. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Avengers first assembled at the Battle of New York Memorial, which is located near Grand Central Terminal in New York City. The memorial commemorates the Avengers' first formation in 2012 to fight in the Battle of New York. The Grand Central Bridge entrance is where the original Avengers battle Loki and the Kree aliens during the Battle of New York. New York City is teen hometown of the Avengers, Steve Rogers, Peter Parker, who are from Brooklyn, and Tony Stark, who lived at the Stark Tower at Midtown Manhattan.
Getting this schedule packed out by you
The Pershing Square building, also known as 125 Park Avenue, a 25-story office building across from Grand Central Terminal, was designed in the Romanesque Revival style by John Sloan and T. Marco Robertson. The building facade is clad in beige brick, with elaborate decoration designed by Sloan and produced by the Atlantic Terracotta Company. It contains Tangray, Ohio sandstone cladding, as well as similar arcades, vertical strips, and cornice design. Sloan's mixture of Romanesque and Renaissance Lombard detailing on the Pershing Square building contrasted with the near-exclusive use of Italian Romanesque details, described as being among the first skyscrapers in which brick cladding was used for decorative purposes. We are now inside the Grand Central Terminal. This train station beneath a train station is a massive architectural mega-structure for the senses. The scale of the caverns dwarfs the visitors like us. Artificial light illuminates dramatic arches, and the air smells of food and wonders. The tunneled rock is largely finished, the escalator and elevator structures already in place. The terminal's main concourse is often used as a meeting place, and is especially featured in films and television. Grand Central Terminal contains a variety of stores and food vendors, including upscale restaurants and bars, a food hall, and a grocery marketplace. The building is also noted for its library, event hall, tennis club, control center, and offices for the railroad and sub-basement power station. The distinctive architecture and design of the main concourse helped earn several landmark designations for the station, including as a National Historic Landmark. Heroom's Beaux-Arts design incorporates numerous works of art. The 35,000 square foot main concourse is located on the upper platform level of Grand Central. The main concourse was the largest enclosed space in the world, measuring to 175 feet long and 120 feet wide. What truly captivated the public, however, was the 125-foot high vaulted ceiling, which was painted a distinctive shade of turquoise and covered in gilded illustrations of the zodiac and other constellations. Lights were even embedded in the more significant stars, so that the ceiling seemed to twinkle like the night sky. Millions of people from around the world have gazed up at this celestial ceiling since its completion, which has become as much an icon of Grand Central Terminal as of New York City itself. Johann Bayer's 1603 publication Uranometria, an atlas of the stars, served as the primary source of stylistic and compositional inspiration for Grand Central Terminal's main concourse ceiling mural. Though the Uranometria is scientifically correct. Foremost, the arrangement of the constellations is shown in reverse order, wherein east is west and west is east, except for the depiction of the Orion constellation. One early explanation for this from officials is that it was from God's perspective, in other words, from outside the celestial sphere looking in, as if onto a globe. Unfortunately, this doesn't quite solve the issue, as that would still leave Orion backward. Many parts of the main concourse and rest of the terminal are adorned with sculpted oak leaves and acorns, nuts of the oak tree. Cornelius Vanderbilt chose the acorn as the symbol of the Vanderbilt family and adopted the saying "Great oaks from little acorns grow" as the family motto. Among these decorations is a brass acorn finial atop the four-sided clock in the center of the main concourse. Other acorn or oak leaf decorations include carved wreaths under the main concourse's west stairs, sculptures above the lunettes in the concourse, metalwork above the elevators, reliefs above the train gates, and the electric chandeliers in the main waiting room and main concourse. These decorations were designed by Sylvain Salliers. The 18-sided main information booth is in the center of the concourse. It's topped by a four-faced brass clock, one of Grand Central's most recognizable icons. The clock was designed by Henry Edward Bedford and cast in Waterbury, Connecticut. Mechanism was designed by the Self-Winding Clock Company. Each 24-inch, 61 centimeters face 20 is made from opalescent glass. Now often called opal glass or milk glass, the clock faces were actually made of opal, a precious gem, and that renowned auction houses had estimated their worth at millions of dollars. The terminal is interconnected to the buildings nearby. It is a series of tunnels and connections, an engineering marvel indeed. I am now standing at the main hallway of MetLife building connected with the Grand Central Terminal. Behind the Grand Central is the Helmsley Building right across MetLife building. The Helmsley Building is a 35-story skyscraper at 230 Park Avenue. Built in 1929 as the New York Central Building and was designed by Warren and Wetmore in the Beaux-Arts style. It was the tallest structure in the Terminal City complex around Grand Central prior to the completion of what is now the MetLife Building. The Helmsley Building straddles the ramps of the Park Avenue Viaduct in the Midtown Manhattan neighborhood of New York City. It is bounded by 45th Street to the south, Vanderbilt Avenue to the west, 46th Street to the north, and Depew Place to the east. The facade of the four-story base is composed of limestone and Texas pink granite. 19. It includes bronze grills as well as sculptures depicting industrial progress. There is a clock atop the base, located 64 feet 20 meters above the ground with a diameter of 9 feet 2.7 meters. The clock is flanked by a figure of the god Mercury on the left, representing transportation, and a figure of the goddess Ceres on the right, representing agriculture. The new under construction 260 to Park Avenue skyscraper has a unique diagonal base frame structure. It is amazing how ingenious the modern architectures of New York has become. The sheer strength of materials and structural engineering it has used is beautiful. Going back to the Grand Central to check out the dining concourse beneath the main concourse. The dining concourse on the lower level is home to many options. Shake Shack, an outpost of the now international fast food burger chain and one of Grand Central's most popular spots since it opened in 2013, is always a reliable choice. Also down here with a dedicated seating area is Luke's Lobster, with their signature lobster rolls and thick clam chowder, as well as a tartanerie, where you can get a variety of open-faced sandwiches and a glass of wine. Prova Pizzabra has a hidden, full-service dining room in the back of the dining concourse bonus. You'll find a bar back there, and probably some sports on the TV, or you can just grab some slices. Grand Central Madison is a commuter rail terminal for the Long Island Railroad where the station sits beneath Grand Central Terminal, which serves the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Grand Central Madison was built to reduce travel times to and from Manhattan's east side and to ease congestion at Penn Station, the West Side Station, where all Manhattan-bound LIRR trains had terminated since 1910. The new terminal enables passengers to transfer to Metro-North's Harlem, Hudson, and New Haven lines, as well as the New York City subway at Grand Central 42nd Street Station. Grand Central's cast iron eagles perched on the corners of its four clock towers dot in addition to their patriotic appearance. The eagles were imposing figures with a wingspan of over 13 feet and weighing at about 4,000 pounds. With their intimidating stance, they loomed over the streets of Manhattan up until the station's raising in 1902 for the development of today's Grand Central Terminal. This ends our tour of the Grand Central Terminal. I hope you enjoyed watching my vlog.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Ho, ho, ho!